If you slow that down and see my face, you'll see some real fear, my friend. Some real fucking fear. Do you want to do another one, just in case you don't like that?
No, that's perfect.
I am While She Sleeps. This is my colleague.
And you're watching
Shout Loud!
TV.
Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Shout Loud TV. Today we're in Aschaffenburg and I'm sitting here with Aaran and Sean from While She Sleeps.
What's up, dude?
This summer you're playing a few double headline shows with North Lane. How did this come about?
Well, we were playing festivals over here this summer and we needed to fill some days up because the festivals are at the weekends. North Lane was playing the same festival, so it was like, yo dudes, let's play some shows. Yeah. And they was like, of course we're going to play some shows While She Sleeps. Why would you not?
Well, simultaneously, we was like, of course we're going to play some shows with North Lane.
Of course.
So.
Yeah, we just felt, let's just put some shows on the side and and have some fun.
It's a great combo, I think. While She Sleeps and North Lane.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a great combo.
And novelists and shapes, come on. You know, it's a quadruple force of power, metal power.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, I totally agree. Last year you decided to leave your label and to release your new record on your own. Tell me something about this decision and why you did it at this time of your career.
It was from growing up with the industry, and we slowly started to see the way that the industry works isn't always as honest and as precise as we'd like, because a lot of people that work for the bands, it's kind of just a job for them, but the band for us is our life. Do you know what I mean? It's very important to us. So, but to some people in, say, like a major label, it's not their baby. Do you know what I mean? If something fucks up, they don't care. It's not the biggest deal in the world to them, but to us, it's a really big deal. So the decision to go independent was more, one, for the excitement of doing something different, and two, to take the power back a little bit, not being cheesy, but to be in control of these mistakes that would happen previously. We get to take control, and when the mistake happens, it's us that to blame. It's only us. Do you know what I mean? So it was just a combination of watching it grow, and then just taking the power back and being in control of our shit.
Would you like to say something else?
It was just the same as Sean said, and you know, we didn't want to go back into the same system that we felt was underserving us. So we decided to go independent, and you know, it was on our backs if anything went wrong. That's why we put in more work with this album. I think it's got a lot to do with the success of it for sure. And it was just nice to just take out the middleman and just take it straight to the fans. You know, like there should be no reason for it really. I mean, once upon a time there was, but I think it's a new age of music now, and I think for a band like us anyway, it wasn't really serving us very well. And we are very like close with our fan base, and so we were just like, I'm sure that we are established enough to be able to pull this off, and we were right.
Yeah. So I'd like to add as well that there's nothing wrong with record labels, and there's nothing wrong with the industry, and everything works for everyone at the right time. And this was just a new step for the band. Like, when we're not saying fuck the industry's shit, labels are shit, our last label was shit. We're not saying that at all. Like, everything works and happens for a reason. So this was just the right step for Sleeps at this time. It might not be the right step for everyone else. Just want to say that. Yeah.
So is URE the record you have always wanted to record?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, each record has always been perfect, but there's always been a few little things that I wish I could change at the back end of it, and I couldn't change. But URE is the first album in my career where I'm completely content with everything. And I almost feel like, not in a big-headed way, but I feel like we can't make a mistake on this campaign. It's gone so smoothly and stress-free and so exciting to watch it blossom out. It's been really nice just to be like, I think it's working this time. Do you know what I mean? So, that's me.
URE is a very catchy line. How was this slogan created?
Well, it was actually a tweet of Sean's from like a year ago or something. And what was it pointing towards to?
I was just saying to our fans, I did a tweet. It said, if you have ever supported anything we've ever done, or, you know, supported the band in any way, then you are we. I put that in a tweet, like not really meaning anything, just meaning that you are the we. When we say we are while she sleeps, you are that we too. And then a couple of years later, when we're looking for an album title, Matt said to me that I'd said something and it was quite poetic or something on Twitter. I'm like, what the fuck are you on about? I'm like, I can't remember that. And he's like, oh, it were really good. I think it were good. I'm like, what? So we scrolled down my Twitter feed for like 2 years. It took ages. And then we found it. What?
You said, oh, yeah.
I don't know how long it raged anyway. My thumb got sore. It was that long. And then we found it and we were like, oh, yeah, you are we. And then it took a minute to sink in. And then we kind of realised that it summed up everything we wanted to do in a way. Like the whole making it apparent that without the fans, none of this is even possible. Do you know what I mean? Like we can't drive this lifestyle and this music without the fans there. Do you know what I mean? It's nice to finally let them know that it's them that's making it happen. Do you know what I mean? Instead of keeping it under wraps all the time. Do you know what I mean? They are another member, so
I don't think it could have been any more relatable as well with the way that we released this album, because doing it independently, we literally did rely on the fans to get this whole thing started, and this album wouldn't exist if it wasn't for them investing their time and and everything that they have into our band. So it's that symbiotic relationship, like Sean said, the You Are We we are both each other. It's a symbiotic relationship, you know what I mean? And it also has a few different meanings, because while she sleeps, we all have like different views and different angles on things just within ourselves. So obviously, like just something as a title has multiple layers of meanings. Like it also could symbolize the symbiotic relationship that human beings have to nature. Like they have to coexist, because they only are because each other are here. Do you know what I mean? Like we couldn't survive without each other. Like trees wouldn't be able to survive without the carbon dioxide that we breathe, and we wouldn't be able to survive without the oxygen they produce. So it's the whole thing. It's the whole unified thing with us and our fans and nature and to the stars.
To the stars, bruv. Yeah, and like Aaron said, wait a minute, it's just gone out my head. Yeah, so the multiple meaning things is the thing that I like to promote with the fans. Like if you hear a lyric or the You Are We or anything that you're like, what does that mean? What does it mean? Actually, I'd prefer for you to find a meaning that suits you, and then that is the meaning for you. Because there's even lyrics within songs where I will have a separate meaning for it than to Loz or Matt or anyone. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's a cool way to, you have like a bunch of words that you can personally make your own meanings for, which is quite cool. That's it.
Yeah. Before you released You Are We, you shared 5 songs from the record with us, which is nearly half of it. Is this today's way to promote a new album?
Yeah, because people are the internet's so fast, and not only that, there's so many new bands out these days, and it's all, people forget really quickly. Do you know what I mean? So to keep up any sort of momentum, and the fact that we've been quiet for the best part of a year in regards to releasing new music, so to keep up the hype and the talk and everyone wanting to know, like, end of the day, we made the music to release it. So releasing it in a bulk or separately, you know what I mean? Maybe a few years ago I'd be more precious of it, but it's
like creating ripples in a pond, isn't it? You drop a stone and a ripple creates, and then you drop another one just before the ripple dies, and you create more ripples instead of making one big splash. It feels like, it's the way it's just the way things are now. Just things are getting faster. Cars are getting faster. You've got fucking fiber optic broadband. You're not dial up anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, and the same thing is like life is just getting fast as fuck, and so are people's attention spans, and they just won't stay in one place at a time. So yeah, I think you need to gradually release something, or just or release some. Can't wait 2 years before you release anything anymore. Otherwise, people literally will forget who you are. So, I think that's the reason for it.
I'm alright on that one.
How have you been influenced by touring with Bring Me the Horizon, and especially working together with Oliver Sykes for the song Silence Speaks?
I knew it.
I knew that question would come in. Sean will fill you in.
Excuse me. Not much influence has come from touring with Bring Me, but I've definitely been inspired by the way that they've developed as a band musically. I think it's very mature, the way that they've grown. I think every turn that they've taken in their musical directions has been so smooth. Like I feel like the way that they are now, like that's the spirit to the early stuff is completely different. But the way that they've developed from the first stuff is so smooth. It's a perfect gradual maturing. Do you know what I mean? Which I really respect that. And then, I mean, working with Ollie kind of came to us like really excited about our new music. He was kind of saying, "Is there anything I can do to help out?" He really likes the new direction. Can I help out in any way? And then we was like, maybe a guest spot would be really cool. And then we sent Ollie the part that needed the bit, and he came back with an awesome section, and it just went from there, and it was great. It's a great collaboration, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree.
You wouldn't be wrong, Sean.
You ain't wrong, mate.
It is, and it's probably one of my favourite songs that we've ever done. I think there's a whole concoction of old, new, sleeps, the direction yet to come, and then the collaboration with Ollie Sykes on there. It's something everybody probably wanted to hear. Yeah, it's just great.
And especially, I mean, Ollie's not done much screaming lately, and to hear him scream on, say, a track, I think it's quite cool for him and his like musical stuff as well, just to give a bunch of fans like, oh my god, he's screaming, this is great. So I think it's good shit.
Yeah. The lyrics of your songs are mostly very profound. Social themes are prevalent in your songs. How do you get all of the information and also inspiration you need to write these lyrics?
Google Translate. No, it's from, all of it is from personal relationships to the things that happen around us. So there's not really, we're never really researching anything and then saying, is this the right thing to say? It's more about how do I feel about this situation that I can see in front of me, and how can I write it to fit my music and make it sound poetic in a way. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like, do we have the right information? It's what inspires us to talk. Do you know what I mean? Like, before You Are We, I really had nothing to sing about. I didn't write lyrics at all. I only wrote music, and then I went through something, a struggle, if you could say, and that inspired me to write music. I had something to say. So I feel like lyrics is like finding something that you want to say in a way that might help someone or give a message out. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's not really about the information, but more about the inspiration, I think.
We've always been like it's clear to see that we're like quite a politically like, we sing about like a lot of political views, and it's not that we have no idea what we're talking about when it comes to politics. We don't know like, I don't think even politicians even know what they're talking about, to be honest. It's just all gobbledygook. But the decisions they make, everything that they do have an influence on a direct influence on our lives. So it's, whatever decision they make, like with the Brexit thing and everything, it has an effect on the way that our lives are being influenced. So yeah, we're going to always have a view on it. We're going to have, a view whether we agree with them or not. Mainly not, just because I think they just mainly not because I think they just serve a very small few, and that could be bullshit. I don't know. I'm just getting drip fed shit that I see around me. Do you know what I mean? But I do see it around me though. I see it around like people from where I live, and I think with stuff like Brexit. Sorry, I'm going off in weird tangent here, but I think things like Brexit, it like makes people weirdly patriotic, and it divides people. And I think that's not what we need in this day and age. I think we need more compassion and more love for our fellow man.
Hello, man. It's all about the men, dude. Yeah, I think everyone, here's the thing, everyone's always going to have an opinion on everything, always. And someone's always going to have a different opinion to you. Always. There's never going to be a world where everyone's just like, I agree with you. Do you know what I mean? So my bigger perspective is just that you don't know what's going on with the politics, and you never really will. Even if someone says this is right or wrong, you don't know, and everything's contextual to your personal experience. You're never really going to know the ins and outs of anything, so just carry on doing your shit and have fun.
Yeah.
Don't know how we got there. I don't even know what question were.
This is going to be my last question. Are we witnessing the golden age of the metalcore and hardcore scene at the moment?
You mean it like kind of coming back?
Yeah, something like that.
I think we passed it.
I think. Oh, you mean like kind of like the Kill Switch and you As Lay Dying kind of
a new era? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't like saying it, but I'm not really in the scene so much because I'm always so wet up in While She Sleeps. Like doing the While She Sleeps work, I fall out of it sometimes, but there's no denying that there's a lot of good bands coming out these days. I mean, I think there always will be, because each good band inspires someone else to be a band all the time, so that's never going to stop. But golden age of metalcore, I don't really know what metalcore is,
I think it's one of those things where it's just like, yes, the internet is diluting like a lot of, like, you're getting loads and loads of bands with sounding the same, but then I think it's just the back end of the previous generation. Do you know what I mean? I think like true like metal, when it was like in the 90s, they hated it when new metal came out. Do you know what I mean? They got, yeah, they were just like got really arsey about it. But then, like, new metal to us, that's the foundation of me getting into alternative music. And then, like, you know, then a new wave of music's come out. So I think the predecessors are always going to turn the nose up a little bit of new progressive music and you know, them finding a new sound. Although, yeah, the internet is playing like, we are seeing a major turn in, like, you know, the internet and just loads of bands just being able to come through when, you know, well, not a lot of people like who they are. But
it's gone.
Careful, aren't you?
You know, it's gone out of my head now. What I'm gonna say? Bands. What were you saying? Golden age of music.
I think it's just always just gonna be a constant moving thing, and who knows? And everyone's gonna see a specific part of it that's golden than somebody else.
Got it.
Go on.
Bring this here. If you keep an ear out, you can see.
If you keep an ear out, you can see.
That's strange. The influence of the olden day music, it comes back round all the time in young bands, and so it in a way it almost gets recycled. Not always, because there's bands that always do original music, and I feel like those are the kind of great musicians where it is fresh and it is new and you've never heard it before. Like us, we're fresh as fuck. I'm only kidding. But not even in a bad way, but you can hear these old styles coming back, which is great, because to the new generation, they've never heard it. So it's like, wow, they're getting that kick that people got 20 years ago. They're getting that kick again, which is really cool, but not as cool as us.
All right. I think
I'm so kidding. It's just a joke, all right?
But I think it's a nice end for the interview.
Good,
yeah.
Good.
Thanks.
No worries, thank you.